All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you might be in the world. And welcome back for yet another episode of Be Your Best 2015. And we are so delighted today to have a Father's Day special for the men of vision that are coming together and are absolutely delighted that you have chosen to join us today. We have an outstanding broadcast for you this afternoon, and it's been just a whirlwind of a weekend. So for those of you that have been following the Men of Vision all weekend, last night we were on I Am a Superwoman Radio, which was a phenomenal kickoff. This morning we this morning we were on the Ed and Lady D show, which once again was amazing. And now here we are with the culmination of one of many future activities that the Men of Vision will come together and collaborate and just continue to spread the message of collaboration versus competition. And as we always do here on the Be Your Best 2015, we're all about connecting, correcting, and climbing. And so I'm just delighted to have on the current broadcast with me my brothers, Coach Terrence Lethbridge out of Chicago, Illinois, and I've also got my brother Johnny Magnificent Mac out of Dallas, Texas. We'll also be joined in a moment or two by John McClung out of New Mexico. So mic check, gentlemen. Johnny Mac, are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Coach T, are you there?
I'm here, and it's an unstoppable day, Dr. Womack.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for today's culmination, if you will, we're going to continue with the theme that we started the weekend out with, which is imparting upon our listeners the value of collaboration, the value of working in concert with like-minded, supportive, uplifting, enriching, and empowering souls. We're going to stay consistent with that throughout the afternoon and well into just the early evening. And with that, we want to be, again, very grateful to those out there that are following us. If you are in the group, you know how we do this. If you're watching the broadcast and we want to pay this forward, keep the buttons up top. Go ahead and share this and say the Men of Vision are live. And I guarantee you, you want to grab a pen, you want to grab a piece of paper. If you are a note taker, go over to the Facebook group for the Be Your Best 2015. We invite you to pose any questions, any comments, any kudos. Post your takeaways. Pay this forward, because at the replay of this, for those that were not able to actually join us live, if it's anything like the last two broadcasts, there are going to be some major boulders that you're going to want to take away. There are going to be some major nuggets of wisdom that you're going to want to share with a man, a boy, an upcoming youth in your life. And for the women that have been following us, we are just so ingratiated to you, because you guys have been a major source of support, a major source of enrichment and inspiration, and we look forward to continuing to connect with you all to help us move this mission of Men of Vision forward. And without you, we could not possibly do the things that we do. I want to personally thank my wife, Monique, for allowing me to do what I do and the service that I commit. And I know likewise for Johnny and for Coach T that are on the line. We couldn't do what we do without a great support system in place. So, ladies, thank you so much for all that you do. So let's go ahead and get this thing started and kicked off. Johnny Mac, are you ready to rock and roll, sir?
I am. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the Creator. So Johnny Mac is an expert at helping us to get books out, get books written, and get books on the American Amazon bestseller list. Just recent accomplishment. One of our other brothers of the Men of Vision was just released last weekend. John McClung, and he'll come on and tell us a little bit about that later on. But the man behind the plan of that and the ultimate clarity coach that is coming to us out of Dallas, Texas, we welcome and present to some, introduce to others, none other than Johnny Magnificent Mac. It's all yours, sir. Take it away.
Well, hey, first off, I want to just say thank you. You're a gracious host. And Terrence, I want to just say thank you for being on it. I always just enjoy coming in and talking and being in a collaborative atmosphere of strong, powerful, forward-thinking brothers like yourself. Now, Ed, you mentioned that I'm a clarity coach, and over the last really all of this year, it came to me. I was at a coaching session with a young lady here back in November, December, and she looked at me and she asked me some very poignant questions, and I didn't have answers for them. And she said, "Johnny, the most important thing that you need is clarity." And I began to look at the word clarity and try to figure out exactly what she meant, because I wasn't very clear. And in the process of that, I found out that clarity is the most important thing that you as a human being, a person, a man, a child, anyone can have, to know exactly what it is you want, why you want it, when you want it, where you want it, and who's going to help you get it. So I began to focus my whole coaching career and direction on the aspect of clarity. Now, let me just back up here a moment. We're talking about this weekend, we're the Men of Vision, and we've been talking ever since last night about some very key concepts: the concept of collaboration, the concept of non-competition, the concept of working together and being a cohesive force to be able to affect change and bring a new level of interaction among men, so that we would be able to do more instead of operating a crab-type syndrome to pull each other down or pull each other back. So kudos to Coach Terrence for being inspired with this idea and being courageous enough and brave enough and bold enough to step out and reach out to brothers that he felt were like-minded, brothers he felt were forward-thinking, and brothers he thought were motivated, inspired, and powerful, and sharing a vision with them. And instead of just allowing himself to be intimidated, he stepped up and with a sense of non-manipulation, but a sense of just sharing, he brought this forward. So the five of us have, for the last several months, been working together behind the scenes to create a movement. The Men of Vision is a movement, and we're trying to move brothers forward beyond the pale of trying to compete with each other and trying to be manipulative and to destroy or hold back or trip each other up, but instead to push each other forward and to lift each other up. So that is something that that most brothers don't have the luxury of being a part of. And I promise you, as this movement spreads, as this concept becomes embedded in the minds of men across the nation, you're going to see a transformation in families, a transformation in homes, a transformation in communities. And that transformation is going to cause a lot of people to be able to move forward and achieve and realize dreams. So within that, I want to bring you up to this point of what I wanted to take a few moments and talk to you about today, and that is the concept of clarity. Now, I think that there's seven key principles involved with clarity, and those principles begin with number one. The C in the word clarity spells commitment. When we talk about commitment, we're saying that we're committed to get it, that we won't quit it, that we're willing, able, and ready to move forward and achieve what we've set out. We've named it, and now we're going to claim it. And the commitment is that process of claiming it. And then the L is leverage, that we have to leverage our plans. We have to leverage our efforts. We have to leverage our beliefs. We have to leverage our skill set so that it is able to afford us the opportunity to achieve what we believe and what we set out that we want to achieve. And then you look at the A, which I looked at several different words. I said, what does the A mean? Of course, attitude has something to do with it. But in this treatise today, I want to talk about authenticity. See, when you're authentic, as a man, when you're authentic that you're real and you're not fake, you're moving forward in a positive direction, and that direction you're moving in that way because you want to accomplish a specific task that you've already outlined, and so you're clear about it. You have that clarity, And then let's look at the R, the resourcefulness, that you have to be resourceful enough when you look at a situation and it looks like it's impossible. It's never been done before. It looks like it's an improbable task that you, with your skill set, with your background, with your abilities, may not be able to achieve it. But we find that if you have the resourcefulness, that you'll look within and you'll break out the box and move forward and do what's necessary in order to make it happen. And sometimes what's necessary is bringing in some people to collaborate with you. And then the I is C-L-A-R-I. The I stands for inspiration. Inspiration is that thing that comes from the inside out, so that you're finally able to move forward, that you're inspired. Napoleon Hill, in the great book Think and Grow Rich, talked about inspiration to action. So you have to be inspired, you have to be pushed, you have to be moved, you have to be propelled forward in order to achieve that what you want to achieve. And then transparency. So you have to be transparent on the inside and the outside. So when people look at you and they look at your dream, they look at your aspiration, your inspiration, your motivation, they say that it's real, that it is authentic. That transparency allows you to be able to be clear, so that people can look in and that you can look out, and there's clearness, there's no obstructions, there's no obscurity. You know exactly what it is that you're talking about and what you want. And finally, a yearning. That yearning is that burning on the inside. Something is burning so bad, it's a passion, and you want it so bad that you're willing to stay up late, to go to bed late. You're willing to work the extra amount of work necessary, to walk that extra mile, to do that extra, to do what's necessary to achieve it. So when you have all those 7 elements in place, those 7 principles of clarity will bring you to a position where you can now operate in prosperity, that you can move forward and achieve what you want to achieve. And as a man of vision, that's what's necessary to be able to have that clarity within, so that when people around you, people that want to collaborate with you, are willing to, because they know now that you are a person of integrity, willing and able and ready to move forward. Back to you, Ed.
My goodness. Johnny Mack done did it once again, y'all. He done came with the clarity, and he bring it in a way that only Johnny Mack can. And we so appreciate you. The clarity, the C stands for commitment, the L for leverage, the A for authenticity, the R for resourcefulness, the I for inspiration, the T is for transparency, and the Y for yearning. Man, I'm telling you, Johnny Mack, after this morning when you hit us with Menergy, now you come back with clarity. You know, you just never cease to amaze us with the awesome Macisms. That's what. Oh, there we go. The Macisms. I think. Hold on. I think we just stumbled on something else. We got the Macisms in the house, y'all. Man, we love
trademark it.
I know, right? Trademark it. It's a Macism. And the beauty of this whole collaboration, this whole fellowship of men of vision, is just those kind of moments of revelation where we come into conversation. We come into the spirit of teamwork, making the dream work, and things just began to happen that we never even imagined. So, Johnny Mack, man, we certainly appreciate you carving out some time. We know you're multitasking your work, but you yet still, because of your commitment to service, your commitment to the cause, you've taken time out, worked through a few challenges that were behind the scenes, but we didn't see them. And, man, we are just so grateful and delighted to have you in our company. And just thank you so much. Johnny Mack, how can people connect with you, or why should people connect with you? And so I'm just going to leave it there. How and why should people connect with you, Johnny Mack? Mic check, Johnny, you still there? Uh-oh, I think the freeze monster might have got him.
Yeah.
Johnny Mack.
Was so magnificent.
I know he blew out the Wi-Fi in his building. He was so hot. So awesome, man. We'll tell you what, we're gonna get Johnny Mack back here. I'm sure he's gonna chime in. Johnny Mack, you there?
say that to be back.
So Johnny Mac, what we need you to do is probably log out and log back in, and we'll get you back in rotation.
Can you hear me?
You're chopping up on us, so go ahead and log out and log back in for us, and we'll get you back in rotation. We're going to go ahead and pop over, and first of all, welcome my brother John McClung to the broadcast. Mic check, John.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm trying something new with these headphones, man, so hopefully you can hear me now.
We can hear you, and we can see you, and we are delighted you were able to rush out and rush in. Johnny Mac, if you go ahead and mute your camera and your microphone until we circle back, I think that'll help us a lot. But Johnny McClung, we are so glad you were able to make it into the broadcast today. We were just telling the listeners to Be Your Best 2015. This has just been an amazing weekend for Men of Vision. We kicked it off last night with the I Am a Superwoman radio broadcast. Then this morning we followed it up with the Ed and Lady D show. And here we are now for the finale of the Father's Day special with the Men of Vision. And so we just want to give the audience an opportunity to be able to partake into some of the infinite wisdom of the owner and CEO of I Am a Testimony clothing collection line, the individual who is the latest Amazon bestseller with his book I Am a Testimony, the relationship mind of a PK preacher kid, y'all. And so we are just so delighted to have you in our company and be able to allow you to come together as part of this collaboration and share with our audience out there and Be Your Best 2015 land. And before we turn you loose, John, I want to invite our guests. If you got some takeaways, which I know you did, from the Clarity Coach, Brother Johnny Magnificent Mac, with some of his Macisms, I want you to go over to the Be Your Best 2015 Facebook group and post a takeaway, post a nugget, post something so that anyone that comes afterwards can realize the same benefit, the same powerful intake and inspiration that you received here on Be Your Best 2015 Father's Day special with the Men of Vision. So Johnny McClung, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir, to do your thing. I know you got something great in store for the Be Your Best 2015 audience. Go, 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 John McClung.
First of all, and again, I hope you can hear me, but thank you, Ed and Terrence, as well as Johnny Mac. Man, what a great opportunity we've had for this weekend. It's been extremely special to be a part of this. Success and fame does not always come to the most talented. Sometimes it comes to those who can turn adversity into advantage. And I'm sure that people who will be watching this and hearing our voices have come into some situations that have been adverse, or if they've come up against adversity. As a Men of Vision, we know and understand what it means to have adversity in our life. Brother Ed, you've come back from broken, through the course of story. I talk about being homeless, and then we have some challenges that we go through with a change in job with our brother T. And so, we understand adversity. I understand also that there are three things that I believe we must do or have in our repertoire, in our portfolio, that will allow us to get through adversity and go and be individuals who can accomplish our dreams and our goals. And one of those things is and I call these the 3D principles, and I want to share these. The first principle is the principle of decision. When you are going after your dream and your vision, you have to make a definite decision so that the world can open up to you. A lot of times we find ourselves teetering and tottering on the fence, and you guys know about these things when we talk to our clients. They don't have the ability, or they don't think they do, to step out on faith and do what it is that they want to do, whether it's to go back to school, start a new business, develop a relationship, maybe get and strengthen their families. Until you actually decide to do that, nothing really happens. It's almost as though faith without works is dead. You can have plenty of faith, but if you don't do the work, nothing's going to happen. I always, if you've heard me speak or do the videos that we do on a weekly basis, my platform topic is "It's Your Time to Fly," and I love to parallel travel with life. I got a chance to work in the airline industry for several years, and I learned quite a bit that actually gave me the experiences in life that parallel with those things. And it's amazing because one of the things that I recognized when I worked for the airlines, I used to bring planes into the runway and taxi them out. But I never really paid attention to the equipment that pushes the plane from the gate to the runway, and it's called a tug. So when you think about that, when a pilot is in his craft and crew is sitting in the cockpit, a pilot cannot back up a plane. That plane has to have help. And when we talk about that, especially from the Men of Vision, we collaborated because we knew coming together that would be helpful to us. We knew that we couldn't do things by ourselves. See, a plane can't back up by itself, nor can you do anything by yourself. You got to have a team with you and be able to collaborate. And those team individuals bring expertise. You know, when a tug pushes the plane to the runway, it still stays attached to it until all systems are go. In life, whatever it is that may be tugging at you, you have to pay attention to the tug. It's not just happening for no reason. It's happening because there's something in your life you are supposed to do. You need to get pushed from the gate to the runway to take flight. That principle is followed by the principle of dedication. I talk about a story of a gentleman who became a pilot, Captain Sullenberger. When he first made the decision to be a pilot as a young man, he understood that it was going to take a lot of work, a lot of studying, a lot of dedication. He knew that it was going to take a lot of hours, a lot of flight time, simulations. And he also knew that it was going to impact people's lives. And how was that? Because he was going to be taking individuals from their dream idea to their destiny by flying them there. Well, just like many of the people who may be watching this, there's something that you're supposed to be doing that will impact other people's lives. And you need to dedicate yourself to that. You need, once you make that decision, like we made a decision to become and create a collaborative group called the Men of Vision. And we have dedicated ourselves with each one of our expertise to make it a reality, to make this vision come true. And every time we have opportunities like this, Brother Ed, Brother T, and Brother Mac, this is part of our dedication, that principle, part 2 principle, being dedicated to it, making sure that whatever our craft is, that we're working on it. Whatever the people in our audience want to do when they make that decision, that they stick to it. Brother Clarity, Magnificent Johnny, talked about when we have or make a decision or when we are doing something, we need to be resilient in doing it. Well, when you dedicate yourself, you're the one that burns the midnight oil, and all of us know about that. You're the one that's trying to make decisions in the middle of the night where other people are sleeping. We're dreaming and making it happen. We're up making it happen. You know, we are the ones, the individuals who are dedicated to whatever it is that they want to do. That is the part that helps you get to the next level. And the third principle I want to share. You see, Captain Sullenberger, he did everything possible to make sure that he had all the information, all the training, all the necessary skills to become a pilot. But you see, the third principle is delivery. You have the first principle, you decide. The second principle, you dedicate yourself to it. But the third principle, the principle of delivery, is the one. You see, you can do everything in those two principles, but when it comes down to it, you got to deliver. Whatever it is you're going after, if you're going after being a teacher, you got to deliver teaching by instructing the kids. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to deliver by starting that business. But you see, here's the thing for Captain Sullenberger. His delivery didn't have anything to do with the training, but that played a big part. His amount of hours, as far as in simulation, his training, the book hours. When he delivered by landing a plane in the Hudson Bay in New York. You see, everything he did prepared him for adversity. And his adversity was either to crash a plane, thinking he would, or land a plane in water based on the skill sets that he had. He was able to land a plane in Hudson Bay with 115 passengers, and all of them survived. That is delivery. That is what happens when you decide to make an impact on the world. That is what happens when you dedicate yourself to your craft, your talent, your gift, your ability. You can land a plane in water. You can make people's lives better. You can motivate, encourage. You can make sure that your message is heard with your voice. So when you think about those three principles, the principle of deciding, the principle of dedication, the principle of delivering, again, I always relate it back to the runway. When that tug pushes that plane out to the runway, yeah, sometimes it doesn't detach because it's in a holding pattern. And why is it in a holding pattern? It's in a holding pattern because there's clutter on the runway. There's a lot of other planes on the runway that got to get out the way so it can take flight. And just like in our life, there's clutter in our life that we need to move out the way. Whether it's baggage, whether it's our past, no matter what that might be, in order for all systems to go, you got to remove things that are in your way. And that could be bad friendships, bad relationships. Surround yourself with positive people. Get the negative people out your life. Because you see, the one thing that the pilot is doing, he's calling up to the tower to make sure that all systems are go. So he knows that when it's time for him to deliver those passengers to their destination, he on the right flight plan. So I say to the audience, my fellow MOV brothers, we must encourage our listeners to decide what it is they're going to do. And be sure to dedicate yourself to it and deliver on whatever it is that you have your mindset that you're being tugged to the runway to do. Why? Because it's your time to fly. My name is John McClung. I'm the owner and CEO of I Am a Testimony Clothing, and new because of my friends on this thing. I am an Amazon #1 bestseller and a black belt speaker. Take it over, man. Thank you.
Brother John McClung, I Am a Testimony Clothing Collection. And just to show y'all how awesome his work is, I'm sporting the latest creation of Man Rise Up, which is all due to my brother John McClung. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for the 3 Ds that are hopefully going to be something that people on this call this afternoon will take away with them. Deciding. Getting a clear understanding of what it is you're going to put yourself into. Dedication. Sticking to it, y'all. You got to keep it going. You got to keep moving. And delivery. Making certain that those things that you've decided to dedicate yourself to, that you actually deliver on. So, John, man, we just thank you so much. We know you came in from work today and scrambled to get here. We love you, man, and we are just so delighted in all the things that you do and continue to do and that are still coming, because we're just getting started. This movement is about to be amazing. So, John, how can people get in touch with you, get their hands on the I Am a Testimony relationship mind of a PK? How can people get in touch and get their hands on that?
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Ed. One, for the apparel, you can go to www.testimonyIam.com. That you can go on that website and look at the apparel. Also, for me, you can go to Facebook under John McClung Jr. For the book itself, you can go to Amazon.com and type in I Am a Testimony, and I'm been blessed for that to be the first book that pop up when you type in I Am. So, with the help again of my brothers that are on this call, it has been pushed to one of the #1 bestsellers, and I'm still working on that. So, also my business page is I Am a Testimony on Facebook.
All right, John McClung, man, we love you. We thank you so much. And let's see, is Johnny Mac back with us? Johnny Mac? All right. So not sure if he's back online, but again, for those of you that are here in attendance, go ahead and pay it forward. Hit one of those share buttons up the top, preferably the Facebook share button. Go to the Facebook group, Be Your Best 2015. Make sure you're in the group page and jot down those nuggets, those boulders that you received from the awesome, the amazing John McClung, my black belt speaker brother, my brother in Men of Vision. We just doing a couple of different things that we got going on, and it's going to get greater later. But pay it forward to somebody that may actually get a chance to review this replay. Pay it forward to that man, that boy, that up-and-coming youth that may need a word of inspiration, a word of guidance, and might be seeking that place that they can go and receive that. The Men of Vision are definitely going to be positioning themselves to do that in our individual and our collective efforts. We want to make certain that we're making an impact going forward. So next up on the mic, I believe I see my brother Edward Williams in the house. Mic check, Brother Williams.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you. So if you could turn your camera on, that might be helpful. We can definitely hear you. So let's try that again. Mic check.
All right, let's see if that goes visible here. That might be a good thing. People say I got a video face.
You got a video face. All right.
All right, how about that?
All righty. So your video's a little fuzzy, but we got your voice loud and clear, and that's the important thing.
Okay.
Do you have any other applications open on your computer? We might need you to close those out.
Let me see. Nope, that's it. I was on Facebook inside the chat room, but I just closed that one. It might just be my camera.
Okay.
I'm kind of mobile here. I'm carrying stuff out, but I want to get in here. I want to be a part of this, man. So I had to move some stuff, check some stuff, say some no's, and try to get myself on here, baby.
Absolutely, and we certainly understand that. We appreciate you for that dedication and that delivery that's about to come forth. So in light of that, just a quick of Brother Edward Williams. This brother and I, we connected several months ago, and it's just been an amazing encounter, because what started as just merely meeting for a cup of coffee to try and build and develop some rapport has evolved into not only a partnership but a friendship, and something that I really cherish tremendously. And as a man, it's oftentimes difficult for us to outwardly say that, but the relationship that we've developed, we've done a Harlem Legends All-Star basketball game, which was a huge success in the community here in Atlanta, Georgia. We've embarked upon a Reach for the Peace town hall meeting that's going to be taking place in August. We've been doing different projects with that Men of Vision. So I'm just really honored to be able to call him friend, but also to be able to know that he's in my circle, got my back, I got his back, and in the spirit of collaboration, it's a beautiful thing when men can come together. And what we're looking also to do is to take this out into the community. As I mentioned, the Reach for Peace event that's going on in August, where we're going to look to try and address some of the violence that's going on within our respective communities and our environments, with the madness that we see that has occurred in Ferguson, happened in Baltimore, most recently in Charleston, South Carolina. We're hopeful that this collaboration that we're starting here with Men of Vision and Man Rise Up and Power Life Group and Unstoppable Coaching and I Am Testimony with Clarity Coaching, we're hoping all of these activities, individually and collectively, will make a positive change going forward. Our men are at a critical point, and we're hoping to be that beacon of example to help it move forward. So without further ado, I present to some and introduce to others the amazing, the powerful, the undisputed champion of service, Mr. Edward Williams. Take it away, brother.
All right, let me go see that find that fella. Hey, you know what though? there has been so many things that has been going on with this whole event. All right. Okay, I lost signal. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you and see you now.
Okay, all right then. I'm just on my computer. There's nothing there, but as long as all you can see and hear me, I'm good to go.
There you go.
But I got to give kudos. Man. I have to give praise to Terrence Leffridge, who, with a vision, knocked down some walls, stepped outside his comfort zone, put down his ego, his me-go, and his you-go to reach out to some other brothers who was willing to do the same thing. I have always, there's no coincidence that these 5 men are here today. There's no because I think all of us was the same path. You have to be. You know, the Bible says, unless two agree, they can't even walk together. So we had to been agreeing within ourselves to find each other, and I'm so honored to be a part of this. Now, for the sake of time, I am what they call. My service is the power of life. You got so much going on that you have to live with your life with power. Because weakness cannot survive in a power evolving universe. Because everything in the universe is powerful. A storm. Just take water for instance. The most powerful substance on earth is water, but it can fit into any container. You can pour water in anything, but the force of water can just wipe out just about anything. So you have to live powerfully within your own self. Now, power of life are acronyms. Each one of those letters is an acronym or something, a particular principle that I use every day. And I'm going to very quickly go through those 9 key steps very quickly. Just give you a taste what those 9 key steps about when I say power life. And we're going to start with the P in power. All right, the P in power is just to have a purpose for your life. All right, when you get up every day, you have to have some reason other than just going to work, getting through work, driving to eat, and go to bed every day. That's not life, people. That's more like surviving in existence. You got to have a purpose in life. Have some reason that when you get up every morning, your feet hit the floor. You got to get up saying, "Thank God, it's another day." Because most people get up and say, "Oh God, another day." We don't want to be like that. We want to get up knowing that it ain't enough time in the day to do all the stuff we got to do. I've got my purpose in life right now. I have my mission in life is to get everyone that I meet that comes to my presence to tap into their own greatness, to make the rest of their life the best of their life. That's my purpose. So every day I'm out running. I'm trying to find a way, trying to embrace my own greatness so I can share my experiences with you so you can embrace your greatness and share it with someone else. If everyone is walking their own greatness, no one casts in the shadow. We're just doing what we'll put you to do, and this world will benefit from that. The second letter in power life is O. You must be optimistic about your life. It's so easy to go around being downhearted. It's so easy to walk around as a victim. But when you can look at the positive, when you can look at the good things, when you can walk through and see the silver lining in every cloud, it's better. It lifts you up. It gives you a reason to get up every day and fight through. Now, I'm not saying every day gonna be a good day. No, it's not. But there's some good in every day. I had a friend of mine I met. I was talking to her a couple of days ago, and she made a very profound statement. She said, "Hey, I might not be happy." She said, "I'm happy every day. I might not be happy all day, but I'm happy every day." And that's the thing I would like to say. So what I'm saying, that was profound. She said, I might not be happy all day, but I guarantee I'm happy every day. And that's what we have to go to. We have to find when life hits us below the belt. When things happen to us and knock us off our kilter, even me in a vision as powerful and motivated as we are, life's going to happen. I have challenges today. I'm doing some things today, just going back and forth that I prefer I would not have to do, but they had to be done. But hey, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm being prepared for something that's coming next, because something's always coming next. All right. The third letter in power is W. You must create wealth in your life. See, here we go again. A lot of people think about money. Here we go about money again. Unless you got finances, unless you are financially secure, unless you have some type of income, you cannot pursue your dreams. You cannot help the other people. So you have to create wealth. And I say wealth, okay? Not just money, not just being rich, but some wealth. And wealth is more than money. It's relationships. It's being your integrity. All that stuff can. I mean, of course, it's money because this world revolves around money, but not just money. There's a lot of rich people who are by themselves. All they got is their money. Okay, so we want to create relationships. We want to create partnerships. We want to be collaborate with other people like we are here, like these 5 brothers here that I'm with today. That's wealth building. Because if you don't have money, sometimes your friends can be the people that you can call to help you get through stuff. Because money can't solve everything. Matter of fact, if money can solve your problems, you don't have any. If that's the only problem you got is money, you really don't have any problems. But when you have a down heart, when your spirit is low, you can't go buy something to build up. You need some encouragement. You need somebody to be there with. You need somebody you can spill and talk to, and that comes from partnerships, friendships, and collaborating with people who are on your level. There's no good in telling people your problems, people who don't have the power to help you or who don't understand. And that's what I'm talking about. So build some wealth, not only with money, but with friendships, partnerships, relationships. That's builds you wealth. The fourth letter is E. Education is the edge to your life. You have to continue to grow. Readers are leaders. That is, you got to read, people. That's the only way you can exercise your mind. Sometimes when we exercise our body, we get out and we run, exercise our body. How you exercise your mind? You read. Not by watching TV. You don't entertain the mind. You have to exercise the mind. And reading does that. It opens up a whole new level of thinking. So your mind can only pull from references and pull from experiences that you already have. Here's the things that you have to understand. Wherever you intend to go in life, your mind must go there first. You have to think forward. You have to visualize things happening. And if you don't give your mind new experiences, new information, it's going to continue to pull from the same things, from the same information. You're going to continue to create the same scenarios. That's why people keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Well, why does this happen last? I just can't seem to get ahead. Why am I attracting the same man? Because you go to the same places. You're wearing the same things. You're talking to the same people. So you have to create something for yourself, educate yourself, put yourself in new experiences. Get outside the box. Matter of fact, just pack up and leave the box. It's too small for you anyway. Okay? So educate yourself. The next letter is R in power. R, take full responsibility for your life, people. Man, you got to. It's your life. God could give your life to anybody else, but He gave it to you. And so you got to take responsibility for it. You got to figure out what it is that you want to do, figure out how you can do it, who can help you. Now, when I say take responsibility for your life, it doesn't mean you do it all by yourself. That's not what that means. Your life is an individual journey that you cannot take alone. You're going to have to surround yourself with other people, but no one can go for you. No one can do it for you. They can help you along the way, but you got to take responsibility. You got to decide, okay, if I'm going out on my terms, because this thing, at some point in time, you will have to come to terms with your life. The question is going to be, was it your life? Was your terms? So, again, I'm not delusional. I'm not saying that every situation that you're in, you put yourself there by yourself. No, somebody may contribute to you being there. A spouse or a child may have, done things that cost you some financial woes. Your spouse may have put you in a situation that forced you to be someplace that you didn't want to be. It's people. Stuff happens, but how long you stay there and how you deal with it, that's totally up to you. No one can pull you out. Help is, the people say, help is on the way. Your help is already here. The help is inside. You just got to tap to that power and pull out that power and make clear decisions. Find other people, find new friends, have conversations with people who can get you where you need to go. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your life. The next one, L, laughter. Oh man, you got to enjoy life. So you have got to find some laughter. What the Bible say, a merry heart is good for the soul. The more you laugh, the more you can find some joy, the healthier you're going to be. I mean, some people can laugh and enjoy their life and don't look old. When you walk around downhearted and beat up all the time, you start looking old. I don't care. I mean, have you ever seen people? Some people can put on a $100 suit and look like $1,000. And you can put a $1,000 suit on some people. You just cannot get it fit right. You just keep messing with the tie. What's with that suit? Why I don't look good as you? Because they're walking around with a whole lot of fear, anger, worry. They're a victim, and what's on the inside is showing up on the outside, and they just can't look good. You got to enjoy life. I mean, you got to smile, be happy. Again, back to not every day being a good day, but there's some good in every day, and that's what you got to find. You got to find that good in every day. So you got to. I mean, I still watch Joe Sanford and Son reruns. I still watch stuff from the '70s, funny stuff. Now, I don't necessarily do with stupid stuff. I mean, I can't do with stupidity, but if it's funny, I'm laughing. And if I can't find nothing to laugh at, I go to the mirror because I got to find some joy, baby. Hey, I'm a fun-looking dude sometimes, so I keep myself healthy. I keep myself happy because I'm finding laughter. And like I say, not in all things, but I got to find something in some things. The next letter in Power Life is I. Inspire somebody with your life. See, you have to live your life in a sense where you are inspiring people. Because there's enough people out there who's already telling people they can't do something, they shouldn't do something. So we have to live our life on another level. And you may be the only success story somebody may ever read. Understand? So if they can do it, if Edward can do it, if Coach T can do it, if Dr. Womack can do it, if Brother McClung can do it, if the Magnificent Mac can do it, I can do it. Because not everybody resonates with everybody. And that's another beautiful thing about this Men of Vision, this collaboration. Because no matter how powerful each one of these brothers are in their own right, they're not going to resonate with everybody. But good my God Almighty, all five of us can resonate with a whole lot of folks. Because when we get on stage, and I'm telling my story, I may reach 10 people in this corner. Dr. Womack may be one of the people in that corner. Coach T may reach 50 in the back. McClung may reach some over here, but we got the whole room covered. And this doesn't matter who motivated you, baby, as long as you get motivated. Inspire other people with your life. Live your life on a spot of inspiration, motivation, dedication, and make it happen. Inspire the world with your life. The next letter is F. The F, you have to have faith in what you're doing. Have some faith. Believe that it's possible. That's all you gotta do. Believe that it's possible, and work on and act on that belief. If you call me up today and say, "Hey, Brother Williams, I'm struggling. Can I hold about $100?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, come get it." You relieve. You relieve. You know you got that $100, right? So you're just going to get up and come up. You should act like that in everything in your life. Just know that it's going to happen. You can't. No one can say when it's going to happen, but you know it's going to happen. So if I just stay the course, if I just believe in what I'm doing, if I just follow through, if I do my part, God and the universe will do its part. Because what the Bible says, tells us the victory is not given to the swift or the strong or the pretty or the educated. No, it's not given to all those folks. It's given to the one that endure, the one that believes and stay the course. If you don't want to stop starting over, keep starting over. Just stop giving up. Just stay the course. No one can and don't let other people put a time limit on your dreams. Oh God. Don't let other people put a time limit on you, because they will. I'm gonna give you 6 months. You ain't get it done in 6 months. You need to find something else to do. No. I'm going to see this through. If 6 months from now, if I'm still struggling to get this thing, you have to make a decision, because I'm going to make it happen. Now, don't do things that's going to detriment the happiness and well-being of other people. Now, I mean, that's something that the community. But if it's a dream, if it's something that you can get done, then do it. You know, go build your business. You know, just do what you need to do to make that happen. Faith throughout your life and everything. And the last E in Power Life is be enthusiastic about your life. Enjoy who you are, because you can't be nobody else. There's over 7 billion people in this world, and only one of them is you. You came with your own tag. You come with your own talents, abilities, and gifts. And be enthusiastic about that, and develop that, and hit the road, hit this world running. You are a gift. You're a gift. How many? There's millions of people who didn't make it to this day. You are a gift. It's time to unwrap yourself and present yourself to the world and be happy about it. Go through life filled with joy, enthusiasm, and energy. And you know, those are the principles I live by. I try. I mean, it's not always it's not always easy. Today was a great challenge for me, moving around trying to get things done. But my brothers were putting it together. It's been on my calendar for almost 3 months. Hey, there was no excuse not to be here. I could have gave some excuses, but it wasn't there. So I got here, and I'm happy to be here. Now I'm gonna log out of here, and I'm gonna log in and hear the rest of these powerful men, you know, tell their stories, inspire you, and tell somebody about what's going on in a vision. Tell somebody, hey, there are 5 men out there who started a movement or revolution. It ain't about being a victim. It's not about being black, white. It's about embracing your greatness and walking boldly into your life. It has been Edward Power Life Williams. Back to you, Mr. Dr. Womack.
Awesome, Brother Edward. And I mean, you know, you got to be awesome guy. His name is Edward. You know, we oftentimes when we together, we say 2 heads are better than 1, and that's the absolute truth. If you get us both in the room, you in for something awesome, I promise you. Don't hate. Do
that
not
is so
hate.
unfair.
Put that picture of haterade away. I know y'all can't stand it.
Wow.
But you know what, Brother Williams, we appreciate you overcoming those obstacles you were in. But to see the beautiful thing about being connected, being accountable, is he was letting us know about what was going on, and we were able to offer hopefully some encouragement as he was encountering some of those challenges, and he pressed on through and he made it in here today. So man, we just tip our hat to you for continuing to live by the very principles that you shared with us today, to press on through sometimes, to keep laughing, and even in the midst of some of the challenges that you could have allowed very easily to prevent you from being here today, man, you pressed on through and you came and you dropped some serious wisdom, some knowledge, and some inspiration, as you always do. And I know the man lives the life that he does, and he is a Power Life man. So, Brother Williams, again, man, we love you. We appreciate you. And I want to give a couple of shout-outs before you tell the people how to get in contact with you and stay connected. I want to send a few shout-outs to some of those people that are posted in the Facebook group. Tina Hobson, the I Am a Superwoman radio host, she is still showing the love, gentlemen. And thank you so much for being in attendance and posted in the Facebook group. We see you, we love you, and we can't wait to connect with you again. Brother Dr. Anthony Lassett is in the house. He's posting out in the Be Your Best 2015 group. Lady D. Demetra Moore, my co-host, she so graciously stepped aside tonight to allow this Father's Day special to go forward. So, Lady D, we love you. We thank you. We can't wait for you to be back next month, girl. But she's holding us down in the Facebook group, and so many others that are out there offering their support. We tell you, go ahead, click the share button up top. If you haven't heard something in this broadcast so far that has moved you to inspire somebody else, to share this with some young man, some person that might even be going through a particular situation that just needs a little inspiration, please pay it forward. Show your virtual love to Brother Edward Williams by going ahead and posting the takeaways, those nuggets inside of the Facebook, the Be Your Best 2015 Facebook group, and I promise you, you'll be blessed as a result of it. So coming up to next, do we got Johnny Mack back? I know he sent me a message, said he was on a test drive. Well, man, okay, I told you get a pen, get a piece of paper. What I may have forgot to tell you is get your seatbelt. Because this ride is moving. And coming up next with the unstoppable one, I guarantee you are in for yet another series of sessions, of takeaways in this session that you can implement and incorporate into your thought process right now that'll help you take your life to the next level, that'll enable you to become unstoppable. Because what I know about this brother that's coming to the mic next, aside from just being an awesome, genuine person, that he's got vision, he's got service, he's got a charitable nature in his heart and in his very spirit, and he shows it each and every day in the various activities that he engages in the types of people that he surrounds himself with, and the way that he pays it forward is just unspeakable in today's environment for the moment, because the men of vision are going to change that, and we're going to make certain that we spread this energy, this collaboration, and make it contagious in a global manner. And so without further ado, coming out of the Windy City, my brother from another mother, the unstoppable one, Coach Terrence Leffridge. Mic check, bro.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me, Dr. Womack?
Coach T, we can see you, we can hear you, and it's all yours, brother. Go, go, go.
Hey, man, it's an unstoppable day, family, and I call you family because if you're part of this Be Your Best 2015 movement and you are now part of the Men of Vision movement, then you are family. I thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your Saturday afternoon to come hang out with 5 powerful, 5 unstoppable, 5 life-transforming brothers who are on a mission to take every man to the next level of their greatness. I'm Terrence, the unstoppable Coach Leffridge, with Unstoppable Coaching Services. And man, you know, every time I am a part of a Men of Vision engagement or a Men of Vision webinar like today, I just think back to the vision that took place not even 6 months ago. It was a vision that came to me through God for collaboration, to see brothers coming together in a spirit of collaboration, not in competition, to be able to say that we could do more things together than we could do as individuals, and to now see that coming into fruition with this Men of Vision 2015 tour weekend that we've been a part of, that started last night with Tina Hobson on the I Am a Superwoman radio show, that started early this morning on the Ed and Lady D radio show, and now culminating this afternoon, this evening, on the Be Your Best 2015 broadcast. My heart is full. My heart is overflowing with the admiration for these other 4 brothers that have bought in to the vision and have come in and taken it to the next level. I want to also shout out, since it is Father's Day weekend, I want to shout out all the unstoppable men that are out there, all the fathers who have not only created their seed, but have cared for their seed throughout their life so far. I want to shout out to all those father figures, because you have a special place in my heart, seeing as though my father passed away when I was just a child. But God found it in his infinite wisdom to surround me with a group of powerful father figures that were able to help me grow up into the man that I am today, and continue to provide guidance and wisdom for me as I go through this journey to being an unstoppable man. So I want to be cognizant of the fact that we are in Father's Day weekend, and I want to thank you all, including the fathers that are part of the Men of Vision panel, for being unstoppable men and being even greater fathers. You know, I want to just take a little bit of time that I have with you on this broadcast to talk to you about what it means to be an unstoppable man. But because before you can be an unstoppable man, you got to know the definition. And as you've heard throughout this broadcast right now, the Men of Vision love to use acronyms. We love to give you letters with meanings behind them. So I'm going to quickly go through what it means to be an unstoppable man. It's part of my book, You Are Unstoppable, the 11 key attributes to living the unstoppable life. Every man on this broadcast today is an Amazon best-selling author, and I'm glad to be a part of that group as well. But before we became Amazon bestsellers, we had to learn how to be unstoppable in our own right. And as I throw these out there, I want you to please put them in the chat room. Put whichever letter has special emphasis to you, whichever letter resonates to you in your life as being an attribute that you may already have or a skill that you need to acquire so that you can be an unstoppable man, as well as for all the ladies that are listening, you can be an unstoppable woman. We know we got the superwoman, Tina Hobson, in the chat room right now, and she can show you how to be a superwoman while we tell your partner, your mates, how to be an unstoppable man. The first letter in unstoppable is having that unwilling to fail attitude. And as we know, in life, there's going to be failures. Because if you don't have a failure, then you don't have an opportunity to grow. But I want you to understand that even through those failures, it's important to have an unwilling to fail attitude. That attitude that says, despite this obstacle, despite this failure that I had today, I'm going to learn from that lesson, knowing that success is on the way. Let me say that one more time. Even though you may have a failure today, you're going to learn from that failure, knowing full well and having the attitude that success is on the way. And along with having that unwilling to fail attitude, you've got to have what I say is the letter N. You've got to have that never give up mentality. That never give up mentality reminds me of the quote from Martin Luther King, and I love this quote out of every quote he's ever said, because it says the ultimate measure of a man is not where that man stands in comfort or convenience, but where that man stands in times of challenge and controversy. You know, challenges are going to come. Each one of the men on the call today had some challenge that they had to deal with to get to this call. Probably in your life today, there was some challenge you had to deal with in order to be a part of this presentation, but you didn't give up. And because you didn't give up, you were able to stay in the game. And I talked about that earlier today, talking about staying in the game. It's not only going to help you, but it's going to help your family, help your community, and help the world as large. So I want you to never give up, as well as having that unwilling to fail attitude. But then it doesn't stop there, because with the S, I want you to stop thinking that you've got to do it all by yourself and learn how to seek the guidance of others. You know, we've talked about throughout this weekend that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. As a matter of fact, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are going to stretch you and move you and take you to the next level of your greatness. But in order for that to happen, you've got to seek out that guidance, seek out that counsel from other people who were put in your life to build those type of relationships to help you to get where you need to be in the first place. There have been many conversations in the Men of Vision Mastermind group where we have seeked out the counsel of other members in that group. And because we seeked it out, we have all grown to a different level, to a higher level in this life. And we are living the life of unstoppable men as a result of that. So that's the S. I want you to seek that guidance and stop thinking that you've got to do this thing all by yourself. Which brings us to the T. The T stands for, I don't want you to play timid anymore. You know, Cheryl Wood, a great speaker who's going to be part of our Reclaim the Flame conference that we'll speak out at the end of this broadcast. She says, playtime is over. And that means you've got to stop playing timid. and you've got to be tenacious in what it is you're trying to pursue. You've got to put some heart, you've got to put some grit, you've got to put some gusto into that dream and push forward to make it a reality, because playing timid isn't going to get you to the level that you want to be, but being tenacious is going to take you to where you want to go. When I think of tenaciousness and tenacity, I always think of my dog Sheba. My dog Sheba, she is tenacious. She knows every morning that she needs to get up and she needs to go out so that she can do her business. She's been trained not to do it in the house, and she takes full advantage of that training. As a result of that, I or my wife, we get the other effects of that training, which means she comes in our room, she gnaws at us, she racks the bed, she barks until one of us gets up and lets her out. She knows that that's what she's got to do to reach her goal, and she's like a dog to a bone in making that happen. So I want you to be like a dog to a bone when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to living the reality that you want to live, when it comes to taking your life to the next level. Be tenacious. Stop playing small, because playtime is definitely over. And after you add that tenacity, I want you to understand that obstacles are going to be in your way. We said it earlier, everybody on this call had an obstacle that they had to overcome to get to this call today. I had some computer challenges that I had to overcome. Brother Ed Williams had some scheduling challenges that he had to overcome, some obstacles in his way. Brother Mac is at work. Brother McClung was coming from work. But we all knew that this is where we wanted to be, to pour into you, to pour into our audience, to share our vision with you. So it was important for us to be unstoppable and to overcome those obstacles. And as you see, all 5 of us are here sharing a message with you of how you can take your visions and take your dreams and take your realities to the next level, transform your life, live with power, be magnificent, and ultimately have a testimony that you can share with someone else. So that overcome those obstacles and you're going to be unstoppable. The 2 P's, though, come right along with overcoming those obstacles. And it's being persistent and being patient. We live in a microwave society where everybody wants to get rich quick. Everybody wants to be famous in the first 15 minutes of the camera being in front of them. Everybody wants to have it all, but they're not willing to do what it takes to get it all. Let me say that again. Everybody wants to have it all, but not everybody's willing to do what it takes to get it all. See, it takes persistence to get it all. And persistence is synonymous with consistency. You've got to be consistently doing the things that you need to do to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. You know, unstoppable people do what other people don't, so they can have what other people won't. And each and every day, you've got to be persistent on making that goal a reality. You've got to burn the midnight oil, and you've got to wake up in the early morning hours working that thing. You've got to work twice as hard as the next person, because the next person is going to be working twice as hard as you are. You've got to be willing to step outside of the box, or as one of our callers said last night, you've got to be able to kick the box out the way and be persistent, saying you're going to have what it is that you want to have. But then on the other side of that coin, you've got to be patient, because even though this may be a microwave society, there's still something to say that it's worth the wait. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do, the most life-transforming thing you can do, is be patient. You know, when you're boiling water, you've got to wait for the water to boil. If you turn it off too soon, it's not hot enough. If you keep it on too long, then you're going to burn yourself. But if you just be patient and let things happen when they're supposed to happen, you're going to have the things that you're supposed to have. So be persistent, but also be patient. And the A in unstoppable, in order to be an unstoppable man, you've got to be authentic. And we've talked about that a couple of times in this webinar today. You've got to be real. Nobody wants to work with somebody that they don't feel is real, that they don't feel that they can trust, and that they don't feel have their best interests at heart. When I look for someone to work with, I'm looking for that authentic person. I'm looking for that person who's going to be vulnerable and who is seeking my help and is authentic enough to let me know what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they need help with. And when people are looking for me as a coach, they want to make sure that I am approachable. They want to make sure that I have their best interests at heart, not just trying to get their dollar. They want to make sure that the person that they're giving their money to is as invested in them as they are in the investment. So you've got to be authentic in order to be unstoppable. You can't have one without the other. Many times that fake person is going to get stopped before they get to the next level of their greatness. So be authentic. And along with being authentic, the B in unstoppable stands for believing in yourself. If you're authentic, then you already believe that what's inside of you is what counts, not what your representative is showing to other people. If you believe in yourself, you're going to continue to work on those goals, work on those visions, work on those dreams, even if nobody else believes in it. One of my mentors, Delatoro McNeil, tells me that the greatness of his work is done in the wee hours of the morning where there's nobody else around, where there's nobody patting him on the back and telling him how great it is, where there's nobody in the audience standing to applause and giving him accolades. It's in that deep, dark hours where you're by yourself, where it's just you and your God, where you are really tested to believe in yourself, to believe in your vision, to believe in your purpose, and to believe that only you can do what it is that you were sent here to do. I submit to you that if you believe in yourself, you are well on your way to being an unstoppable man. The L stands for living your life. And that is so important as startup businesses, as men who are becoming fathers for the first time, as men who are getting married and starting families, because you've got to now live your way. I can't live my life the way Dr. Ed lives his life. I can't live my life the way Johnny Magnificent lives his life. I've got to learn to live my life on my own terms. I've got to learn how to set a foundation for my family that is based upon my values, my hopes, my dreams, and the desires for my family. And you've got to do that too. You can't be deterred by something flashy on the next block that looks good on the next block. But when you bring it into your house, it looks absolutely destructing. You've got to be able to understand that this is your life and only you can lead it. And you've got to find the way that you want to live. Part of that is learning to say no to other things and other people that may come in your life, that may want you to live your life the way they live theirs. No, my brother, you've got to learn how to find yours. As the commercial says, you've got to get your own. When you learn how to live life on your own terms, all the other letters are going to fall into place. And then finally, above everything, you've got to learn the E in unstoppable. In order to be an unstoppable man, you've got to expect success daily. You know, I have this phrase that every no leads you to a yes. And a no is the next opportunity. That's what no stands for. And yes stands for your expected success. See, on the road to becoming unstoppable, you're going to run into a lot of no's. But when you look at those no's as the next opportunity, you can take that no because you know the next person you run into is going to give you your yes, your expected success. You can deal with the no's that come with the obstacles that are in your way because you know once you overcome those obstacles, you're going to be that much closer to your yes, your expected success. You've got to expect success daily. Now, do I mean that's going to be your reality every day? No. I wake up every morning saying it's an unstoppable day. I start every broadcast that I am on with It's an Unstoppable Day. I start every podcast, I start every post, I start every teleconference. It's an unstoppable day because I'm setting in motion the reality that I want for my day. May not always happen that day, but guess what? At the end of the day, when I look back over my day, I usually find that I've had more success than I've had failure, just because I have predetermined at the beginning of that day that I'm going to have an unstoppable day. That's what I want for you. I want you to have an unstoppable day. I want you to have an unstoppable year. I want the rest of this year to be the best part of this year in your life. I'm Terrence, the Unstoppable Coach Lethbridge. I thank you so much for being a part of the Men of Vision broadcast today. Until we connect again, have an unstoppable week. And here's to living your life on the next level. Dr. Womack, kicking it right back to you.
I got it. Coach T, I'm unstoppable. You're unstoppable. And you out there can be unstoppable too.
Yes.
Hit one. Okay, come on. Y'all know the drill by now. You got to hit one of the share buttons up above and show your virtual love for Coach Terrence Lethbridge, who just broke it down for you very clearly, very succinctly, and in a way that only he can do, and defining what does it take to be an unstoppable man. He gave you 9 very clear points. He offered to you 9 distinct, easy to follow steps to arrive at being unstoppable, not just for men. Because see, with Coach T, he oftentimes brings nuggets that are so powerful, they extend beyond any limits or boundary. What do you say, kick the box out the way? Throw the box away. That Coach T, man, love you, appreciate you, respect you, and all that you do. And it's oftentimes, I'll come chime in on, or not chime in, but I'll listen in on some of your videos, and you're right. And when I didn't realize until you just stated, it's like everything you do starts with have an unstoppable day. And ends with
yes, indeed.
Be unstoppable. Don't just have a great day, have an unstoppable day. And I just love that energy about you and the tenacity that you pour into each and every activity that you're a part of, man. So absolutely love you, appreciate you, and just cannot wait to see where God is going to take this movement next. So before I go into the roundup of the final presentation, if you will, I want you to speak a little bit more about the Reclaim the Flame. You mentioned it, and I was going to go there, and I still want us to be able to give that some due diligence because it came about in such an amazing way. And see, one of the things that we know is that we have plans, but God has the master plan. And share a little bit about how Reclaim the Flame, which is going to take place in September in Biloxi, Mississippi, came about. Would you, Coach T?
Definitely. So September 24th through the 26th, you need to be in the place. Biloxi, Mississippi. We are going to have a magnificent, life-transforming, unstoppable conference. It's a men's conference. But there's going to be another conference going on at the same time. And it's called Ignite the Fire Conference / Reclaim the Flame 2015. See, we are looking to ignite relationships. We're looking to ignite the relationships of the men. We're going to show them how to reclaim the flame in their lives, reclaim the flame in their families, reclaim the flame in their community so that they can ignite the fire for the community, for their family, and for their relationships. And it's funny, Dr. Womack, how it came to play, because I shared with the Men of Vision group that I had a vision that, as a matter of fact, this weekend, I wanted us to do our own seminar, our own conference called the Men of Vision Conference. And guess what? We really are. We're just doing it virtually. But I had a greater vision. I had a greater vision that we would be together live someplace, really pouring into the men of the world, letting them know that they have a vision too, that they have a testimony, that there's power in their life, that their life can be transformed, and that they can live an unstoppable life. I wanted us to be doing that in person. But as I said to you guys earlier, when I seeked the S and Unstoppable, when I seeked the counsel of the Men of Vision, it came to fruition that at that point, we weren't ready to do that. And that's okay for us to say. And I want to say that's okay for you as the man who's watching this show right now. It's okay to say you're not ready. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't want you to say you can't and stop right there. I want you to say you may not be able to yet, but, because that transition is a powerful transition. When you say you're not ready yet, but, then you allow the universe to still help you along the way, to still give you the lessons that you need to learn, to still give you the opportunities to build to the level that you want to get to. And oh, look at God. As soon as we put that out in the universe that we wanted to do this, but we weren't ready yet, God opened up another door. He opened up an angel in the form of LaTracy Copeland Hughes, who is a purposeful diva, who was already doing a women's conference. But see, God was working in her life too, because she was ready to do the women's conference, but the women were seeking to bring their spouses, to bring their mates, to bring their significant others with them. And she didn't quite know if she was ready to put on a men's conference as well as a women's conference. But God was already working behind the scenes, and he had put the two of us together in another coaching environment, and we were able to talk. And I was able to hear about her vision, and she was able to hear about mine. And divine inspiration mixed itself together and created what is now being called the Ignite the Fire, Reclaim the Flame 2015 event in Biloxi, Mississippi. It's going to be 3 power-packed days of events where men can come together with men in a manly environment to talk about the issues that are important to men, to talk about the struggles that men endure, and to talk and celebrate all the accomplishments that men have made. We don't hear a lot about that in the media, about the accomplishments of men, especially the black men. And we need to celebrate what we do each and every day, just like the Men of Vision in our own little way celebrate each other's accomplishments. But we want to have real talk with the men of America, the men of the world, about what it means to not only be a man, but to be an unstoppable man, and to deal with the challenges and to celebrate the successes that come along with that. So we encourage you, if you are listening and watching this either live or in replay mode, we encourage you to stay tuned for more information of how you can register for the Reclaim the Flame part of the Igniting the Fire conference, September 24th through the 26th. It's going to be unstoppable. We're going to meet you at the playground. We're going to meet you at the barbershop. We're going to chop it up, church folks. We are going to mastermind with you so that you leave this event better than you came, because that's what we're all about. We are about connecting with men. We're about correcting those myths that men carry throughout their lives, and we are about helping men climb to the next level of their greatness so that they can be their best in 2015 and beyond. So definitely we invite you to come out to the Igniting the Fire, Reclaim the Flame event in Biloxi, Mississippi, September 24th through the 26th. You can put your information in the Be Your Best 2015 group right now, and we'll get back in contact with you and give you more information, and we'll continue to pour out this information in every Men of Vision 2015 event going forward from this day. So stay tuned, stay engaged, stay unstoppable. Back to you, Dr. Womack.
My man, Coach T. See, Coach T is the only one of us that ain't a preacher's kid, but you wouldn't tell it. Okay, so we got some crazy echo going on somewhere. So if you're not speaking, please mute your mic. Mic check, mic check. Am I coming through clear without echo? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Coach T, thank you so much, because I really thought that was powerful, because the plan that we had, as you mentioned, was to try and do a live event. And we're doing an event that's pseudo live and is so powerful. But now the time and the provisions and the providence has been placed into our path, and this is going to be amazing in September. So looking forward to being able to pull that through. And I get the dubious pleasure of coming behind all of these magnificent brothers that have spoken before me. And I mean, I typically try to stay in alignment sometimes. And today is one of those days that I want to stay in alignment. And because each of my previous brothers have brought an acronym forth, I had to actually challenge myself. I had to kick the box to the side and scrap my little notes of what I thought I was going to speak on today. So I'm just going to go off the top of my head and give tribute to Father. And so what I want to speak to us about today is an acronym around Father. And what does that mean to me? What possibly can it mean to you? What hopefully can we share as a message of hope, inspiration, empowerment, and uplift to all the fathers that are out there within the sound of my voice? And trying to stay consistent with the whole acronym thing, today I want to say that the F in Father is all about being faithful. You see, because one of the things that oftentimes as men we need to come back to is the basic stuff. We need to come back to the things that have allowed us to be where we are when we couldn't see where we were going. So we need to be able to understand that faith is finally allowing it to happen. Faith is taking that first step when we can't see the entire staircase. Faith is calling into existence those things that we cannot see, but we know that we know that we know should actually be taking place. Faith will allow us to go beyond the circumstances that we're currently in. I know somebody sitting out there today understands what I'm talking about as far as faith. Have you had to step beyond some circumstance? Have you had to extend your thought process beyond that obstacle that had found its way into your path? I think you might have. What I come to understand is that faith is something that we oftentimes take for granted. But as fathers, in order to be the leaders that the Word of God says that we should be, we have to have it, because we don't control everything. In fact, we don't control anything, truth be told. And in my favorite book, the undisputed #1 bestseller on the planet. We've been talking about a lot of Amazon bestsellers, but this book here, the #1 undisputed bestseller on the planet, says faith without works is dead. And as we move into the second point, that A of Father, you got to be attentive. And see, that's an action word, be attentive. And you got to be mindful of the things that are going on around you. You got to be attentive to the circumstances, the travesties, the devastations, the opportunities for us to get engaged. We got to be attentive and step to the challenge. We got to be willing to get inside of the different tough times that are at play. We've got to be able to step up and say that we're part of the solution and no longer contributing to the proliferation of the problem. It's time for us to regain our birthright. We got to be attentive to see where we can get in, where we fit in. Men, we got to rise up. Men, we got to make it happen. Men, we got to take our rightful place in society as we reclaim the flame, as we understand the new game, as we are trying to adjust to the mindset of our children in this newer generation. We've got to be attentive. Somebody sitting out there understands what I'm talking about. I know you do. The T in Father. We got to get tuned in, y'all. We can no longer just sit back as spectators, watching the world go by because we perhaps may have some decent material goods, because we may have a relatively decent job. We might have a shelter over our head. We got to get tuned in. Can you possibly continue to ignore the various things that are going on around you? Ferguson, Baltimore, most recently Charleston, South Carolina. Is it not registered as of yet that a lot of the things that are going on are due to the absence, the unwillingness, and the lack of tuning in of me and some of the other men to try and get it in and tune in to some of the things that are needed? Nobody should have to tell you, hey, we need your help. Nobody should have to beg you to say, hey, come on, get engaged. No one should have to tell you we've got a shortage of mentors that are needed in this world. A statistic I was looking at a couple of weeks ago as I was talking and doing some studying, there's over 14 million individuals in this country that need mentorship. There's only 3 million that are actually receiving constructive, consistent, and effective mentorship. Okay, I'm not a rocket scientist, and I don't expect that you should be either, so I'm going to make this really simple. There's like over 11 million people that need mentorship that are not getting it. Brothers, we got to get tuned in to the things that are going on around us. As a father or a father figure, even if you're not biologically responsible, we got to get tuned in. And what we also need to do is, as we look at the H in fathers, we need to realize that we are heaven sent. We are heaven sent. You see, as the head of household, as the head honcho on occasion, as the hard head, as sometimes some of us are referred to, as the hunk, if you're lucky. But we need to realize we're heaven sent. We got to get in the game, gentlemen, and we need to understand that we have a spiritual right that we need to stand up and be accountable to. We have a place in society that was carved out for us, and we've neglected it for far too long. We got to realize we're heaven sent. The E in father. Simple. We got to get engaged, gentlemen. In order to win the game, you got to be in the game. And so with all the things that are going on that are plaguing our society, all of the stigmas, the stereotypes, the bad press that we're getting, unless we do something to enact the change that we want to see by engaging ourselves, we're just going to continue to be dealt a bunch of cards that are not necessarily desirable. We're going to continue to see useless killings going on in our environments. We're going to continue to see that our children are lacking that guidance that can only come from us as men. Our moms are doing a great job in the 70+% of single parent households. They're holding it down, y'all. And ladies, hats off to you. But on this Father's Day weekend, I challenge you, brothers that are sitting out there, brothers that will listen to this replay, brothers that will be impacted by the Men of Vision, by the Man Rise Up, by the Power Life Group, by the I Am a Testimony, by the Clarity Coach, those of you that will be within the sound of any of our voices as we move forward, you need to understand that we're heaven sent, and we need you to get engaged. It's critical, y'all. We need you in the game. And lastly, the R in father. If you pick up the mantle, if you bear the cross, if you take on the responsibility, decide you're going to become engaged, understand that you're going to exhibit the faith that's necessary, paying attention to the things that are going on around you, you're going to have to take that R and you're going to have to be relentless with it. Because, see, there are going to be naysayers. There are going to be people that are going to possibly talk bad about you. But here's the hit. Don't get it twisted. People are going to talk about you regardless whether you're doing good or doing bad. So why not do good? Be a father. Be a father figure. Step to the plate. Be relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Be relentless in the examples of positivity that you set. Be relentless in the community engagement that you're going to take on as of right now. Be relentless in the things that you're going to do to impact a positive change. Be relentless in the very things that are going to help that young person that sees you that you might not even know is looking. Yesterday, I was afforded an opportunity to go and pour into some youth at the Powder Springs Boys and Girls Club. And I was sitting at my desk about to try and wrap up the work week, and I got a phone call from a good friend of mine by his name Uncle Frank. And Uncle Frank said, hey, young fella, what you doing? You want to come speak to some kids at 4 o'clock? Now, this was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was about 40 miles away. And anybody knows that the traffic here in the Atlanta area is pretty horrendous around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Without hesitation, without the least bit of reservation, and with full relentless mindset, I said, I'll do my level best to get there, Uncle Frank. And the beauty of it is once I arrived on time, after battling the metropolitan Atlanta area traffic and relentlessly pursuing my way to that destination, what I came to understand was that there was a reward beyond rewards. The reception that the children provided was amazing. The opportunity to meet some of the other people that were in service there at the Boys and Girls Club was more rewarding than any financial reward that I could have been given. Brothers, we need to become relentless in our pursuit of excellence. We need to become engaged. We need to make certain that we realize that we are heaven sent, that we get tuned in and become attentive. And most of all, we got to remain faithful, because faith without works is dead. So on this Father's Day, I'm going to challenge every last male within the sound of my voice with my personal creed that I tend to end each and every broadcast with. Good, better, best. We can't let it rest until our good is our better and our better is our best. And brothers, I'll see you at the top now, because the bottom's entirely too crowded. Until next time on the Be Your Best 2015, I want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the share button. Go over to the Be Your Best 2015 and post a nugget, post a takeaway of any of the amazing speakers that are poured into this broadcast today, this Men of Vision Father's Day Bonanza weekend. And for the fathers that are out there that are doing the right thing, hats off. Keep doing your thing. For the brother that might not be, it's never too late. It's never too late. And if you're not even a biological father, get engaged. Get involved in somebody's life. I would like to give away a free gift to everybody that's listening and everybody that might listen to the replay. Because I believe that the rent that we pay on this planet is our service to others. And I really am a person that thinks that it's better to give than to receive. So on this Father's Day weekend, I want to invite you to come and download your copy of the Ultimate Personal Development Guide. And you can download it, read it in the privacy of your own home. But what I hope that you take away from that is that there are some gifts, talents, and abilities that can only come from you, my man. And in the words of one of the speakers that I've heard, Coach T's coach, he says, you're the aspirin to somebody's headache. How long are you going to let the people suffer? And that's my question and my challenge at the same time to you. If you know that you know that you know that you are the aspirin to somebody's headache, how long will you let the people suffer? This is Ed Womack, the Urban Leadership Strategist. We love you, we appreciate you, and we can't wait to connect, correct, and climb with you on the other side.